You know, when you're starting a podcast, or when you're going to begin a podcast, it's really good if you press the record button. Sometimes you get a little excited, and you get a little carried away. So welcome to Two Crazy Scoops Podcast. For all the fun, happy topics that you come here to listen to, week in and week out.
Oh, yeah, we've been recording for like half an hour already, and none of it got recorded. So, from the top.
This is Two Crazy Scoops Podcast.
Oh, man, that's pretty funny.
Man, I really got into it, too.
Yeah.
I was, like, really into it.
I was going to tell a story. So, you had mentioned right before we discovered that we weren't recording, you asked me what a winch was. And I told you I had, when I hear the word, it was always used as something that was derogatory. But when I Googled it, it's actually a device used on the back of usually like a tow truck or something to actually attach your car, and it winds the cable back up to kind of help pull or whatever, help you tow something. And so this is kind of off topic, but I have to, now that I'm looking at this, I can tell you a quick story if that's okay.
Let's start with that because I haven't heard it yet. I don't know when I'm going to get back to what we just discussed half an hour into.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
Aaron,
I was exaggerating. It wasn't really a half hour.
The floor is yours, my friend.
It wasn't a half hour. It was 20 minutes.
I looked over, and I don't even know why I noticed we weren't recording, but just for some reason, I was like, oh, yeah, that'd be funny if... and the light was green, and I was like, did you just press the music button and not forget to... And I was like, yeah, I did.
It's all good. So here's my winch story. All right, so I had a job one time. It was a contracting job that I got, and we had to basically clean out a house. So this house was in a very nice part of Connecticut, and I was getting paid about close to $1,000 to basically just clean everything out of the house.
Wow.
So the owners of the home, unfortunately, lost their home. They left. They left a lot of their furniture and stuff in it.
Well, at least they didn't die.
No.
I thought you were going to say, unfortunately, died.
No. It wasn't that. But they did lose their home. That was sad. But, they left all their stuff, a lot of their stuff there. So my job was go in and clean out the house. Mm-hmm. And so I got a few friends together, and we went there, and we started loading up this truck that I had rented. And I'm talking about a big truck. So like a moving truck.
Okay.
A large moving truck. Now, to get to the way the house was designed, it was like a long driveway. And then when you get to the house, there's a lot of the stuff was in their basement or the lower floor. But the way because the house was on a hill, you can actually get into the quote unquote basement by driving around to the side and the doors. So in the front of the house, it's higher up. But as you move to the back of the house, the ground lowers down. Mm-hmm. So if you go around the house, you can get to the basement that way. There's a door leading right into the basement. So because a lot of the stuff that they had left was in the basement, I said, well, let's just drive the truck over.
Oh, no.
Yeah, exactly. And so we did. No problems. So we loaded the truck up. We loaded up the truck. And then, it took us a couple of hours, to get it. And then when I tried to back the truck up, it wouldn't go anywhere because all the weight of the stuff was,
yeah.
So we kept on, going back and forth, trying to get the truck out. Yeah. And so what we discovered is that if we go really slow, the truck will eventually get back off the lawn.
Did you blow the engine? Mm-mm. Oh, okay.
The truck was on the grass.
Okay.
On the side of the house because the driveway goes straight to the garage. We drove across the lawn to get to the back.
Okay.
So we're slowly backing the truck up. It's going okay. And then it starts to rain. When I say rain, it started to pour really hard. And so we all ran inside the house and we just waited for the rain to stop, which it eventually did. So we go back outside to try to continue moving the truck, and it's stuck. And I mean, we are shredding up the grass. We are just destroying the lawn. I think, and I start smelling like sewage. We may have even hit a pipe. I don't know. And I was like, oh, crap, we are in serious trouble. And I was like, what am I going to do? And so we called a tow truck. We called several companies and let them know what was going on. And most of them refused to help us. But this one company said, well, hey, we'll send a truck out there. No guarantee we can help you, though. So he got there, and he had a winch. He hooked it up to our truck. And so he started pulling us. But just to give you, just so you can kind of picture this in your mind, we were so far onto the lawn that he had to drive onto the lawn as well. And so when he's pulling us, he's also on the lawn.
Oh, no.
So it had just rained.
You both got stuck?
He didn't get stuck, but he had a hard time pulling the truck because he had no traction.
Yeah.
So he is shredding up the lawn and trying to pull us off. And eventually, and it was scary because the truck kept on rocking. I thought the truck was going to tip over. Eventually, he manages to get us back onto to a part of the lawn where we could finally drive off the lawn back onto the driveway and then get out. So we eventually did get it, but it was a nightmare. I'm telling you, this took over an hour to get through all this process, and it was a nightmare. And we went back the next day, and the lawn was just a mess. I went back the next day because it was really my job, and it was just a mess. And so I had to go buy some seeds, get a shovel, and try to fix the lawn so that they wouldn't see.
Patch it up.
Yeah, and then the realtor came when I was there one time, and he was like, what happened here? He was like, someone really messed this lawn up. Well, whoever did it is going to have to pay for this. And I was like, oh, yeah, you better get them. I did not say a word.
Oh,
so I went back and fixed it, planted seeds down. And then like a week or two later, I kept coming back and watering it. But now, mind you, I was only supposed to be there for the clean out, and that was it. And I turned the keys back in.
Yeah.
But I had to keep going back to water the lawn and make sure that the grass kind of grew back. And I had to shovel dirt back into, to make it flat and appear normal. So anyway, that was my winch story. Nothing ever came of it, though. No one ever came after us or anything. So
this has been a short commercial for Aaron Owens Moving Company.
Exactly.
Call us at 1-800-2-CRAZY-SCOOPS.
Exactly. If
This has been a testimonial
if you want a disaster
from the owner.
then yes, call us. We will move. We did move the crap out of there. In the end of the day, we got it out. But I'm just saying, it took quite the winch to do it. So anyway.
Oh, man.
Sorry, but that was my winch story. But
No, it was a good story.
Yeah.
I learned a lot as to what not to do.
Yeah, don't ever do that.
You didn't want to unload it and then drive it up?
It took us a couple of hours to load the stupid truck. So it was no one wanted to unload that truck again. It was we were all tired, exhausted. We were soaking wet because of the rain. It was a mess. It was a hot mess. And like I said, I'm just glad the truck didn't tip over.
Yeah, that would have been a different story.
If it had tipped over, which it was going to do, because like I said, it was rocking because it was on a hill.
Yeah.
And it was angled down.
Oh, no.
It's a slope.
Uh-huh.
So it was a mess, but we got through it. And so, yeah, never again. You live, you learn. And that was the lesson learned. I was like, never again will I agree to do anything like this.
Oops. Thank you. Thank you.
Lesson learned.
Oh, man. I don't really know how much I should get back into it. But,
well, we talked a little bit about the internet.
Yeah. Now I've expended my energy. I'm going to take a big drink of coffee real quick.
Yeah. So one of the things that got cut off that we were talking a little bit about earlier was just how the internet is connected.
I didn't know how the internet's connected. Okay, Aaron, let's replay this. Aaron, how did we get internet in our house?
Wires.
Wires? That was my reaction.
Yeah.
But I didn't know that I didn't know how the internet came to you in your house. I thought it was through satellites or some kind of external force that is somehow beaming things into your home.
Which again, and I mentioned this to you too, some areas do get satellite internet because there is no network in certain areas. So satellite is an option to deliver internet.
Yeah.
So you weren't wrong in thinking that. But there are a lot of cables that are built underneath the water, underneath the oceans, and they span across the world. And I think there's a picture that we're going to put up on Instagram.
There's a map that we're going to show. I think I'm going to take a video of it and just kind of scroll through.
Yeah.
To show you exactly what is going on underneath the water.
Yeah. So which is pretty interesting. So if you ever wondered how we're all connected online, you get a chance to see it. And funny enough, or unsurprisingly, there are certain countries where you don't see where the wires go, like Russia, China, and North Korea. Unsurprisingly. But, it is funny to think about how those countries handle their internet. Like, they screen everything, and only certain things can come through. And it's something that we just kind of take for granted, I think, here. Here we can access anything, whether whoever likes it or not. It's free.
Yeah,
but
well,
internet,
it's good because you can access some websites that are good that would maybe be, that are most like, they are blocked in certain countries just because it doesn't agree with
in certain countries, yeah. But here, the internet is supposed to be open and free. Mm-hmm. So here you can access anything, whereas in some countries, they tie it down. China is a big one. They're not quite as censored as like North Korea, for example, but they're only certain things.
We should have asked Jose about that.
About the internet, yeah. Like they have their search engine is called, I think it's called Baidu or Baidu. I don't know how to pronounce it. It's Baidu. I think it's Baidu or something like that, but that's their Google basically. And I don't know if you remember, but there was this big thing with the phone companies. It was one phone company, I think it was called Huawei.
Oh, and they had Chinese technology on it.
Yeah,
and they could track your stuff if you bought it.
Well, that's what we accused them of doing, and
Which we accuse China of a lot of stuff.
Yeah, so I don't know. To be honest, I don't know if it's true or not. I'm not sure, but that was what the accusations were. So.
Just propaganda.
So you can't their phones are not for sale. You can import them, I guess, but they're not really for sale here, that particular company. But we do sell other Chinese companies like ZTE. We sell their phones. So I don't know. I don't understand.
It's always a political thing. It always ends to that.
That's what I was going to say. It's a political thing, and I don't know. But it is interesting how.
Apples are made in China, right? Taiwan?
A lot of their stuff is made in China. They also moved production to some of it over to, I think some of it is made in Korea and Taiwan, I think.
Where are Apple products made? Trees. Wouldn't you know?
Yeah, most.
Come on.
I'm sorry, I'm slow.
China, you're right. China's their biggest, it says it's their biggest one. Where is the iPhone made? It's not just a country. Someone told me that the other day. What genre are national anthems?
What genres are
national anthems?
I don't know.
The country.
Oh my goodness.
Someone told me that the other day. I thought it was clever. Yeah. So going along with that, the whole thing we were talking about how you get the internet, your phone is connected to a cell tower, and that cell tower is connected to wires, and those wires run all throughout the world, giving people access to all kinds of information in and out. It is similar to like roadways, I guess, apparently.
I apologize. I didn't mean to get a little bit distracted, but interestingly enough, I don't know if you want to test something out real quickly.
Oh no. What?
So I just got a text from someone who said they're in Mexico and they're trying to see if their phone works. Can we give them a call?
Yes.
Let's just do it on the podcast. I told them I'm recording and it didn't seem to faze them. So is my
It's not, but we're going to unhook me from it, and I'm going to have to link myself back up again, but in the meantime, here's some background music.
Rodecaster Pro.
Oh, you know what? You don't have a. It's gonna sound like garbage unless we get that cord, and you don't have a headphone jack on that though, do you?
Mm-mm.
No. No, you don't have a dongle, do you?
A dongle for what?
To hook up an aux cord. It only sounds clear if there's an aux cord.
An aux cord.
Otherwise, it sounds like we're talking to somebody on a phone, and the audio quality is horrendous.
Oh, no.
But that's okay. If you don't have it, that's fine.
No, that's what I need to order more of those adapters. Sorry.
They're called dongles.
I don't see the thing on here. What's up with that?
What's up with that?
I don't see the podcaster.
Oh, is now discoverable. Try it now.
Okay, there you go. Oops. I hit the wrong thing. No.
What is a pirate's favorite? Oh, wait. No. Why couldn't the pirate kid go see the movie?
Why?
Because it was rated R. What is a pirate's favorite letter?
R.
No, it's the C.
Oh, horrible dad jokes.
It's not a dad joke. That's a joke I used to tell as a child. I'd walk around the schoolyard wowing children with my comedic genius.
Okay. Well, push come to shove, we can always cut this part out.
Subverting all expectations.
If it doesn't sound that good. All right. Are we ready?
Oh, we're ready.
All right. We're going to call. Because we can still talk through here and they can hear us, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Hello?
Hi.
Hey, how's it going? We have you on speaker.
Oh, okay.
Just so you know.
Good. Okay.
I'm good.
You're currently on Two Crazy Scoops podcast. Is there anything we can help you with?
Nope. Excellent. Good deal, man. Well, thanks. All right. Appreciate it. You guys have fun.
All right, cool. Thanks.
Be good. Be safe. Bye-bye.
Okay. Bye-bye. Okay. Sorry about
Well, that was a hoot and a holler.
All right. So anyway.
But he knew you were recording, right?
No, I didn't tell him that.
What? You're going to publicly broadcast these people without their knowledge? Do you know the logistics of this?
I told him.
We're committing federal crimes.
Well, he texted me. He said, I'm in Mexico and I want to see if my phone works. Can you give me a call? And I said, I'm recording a podcast. And I said, can you wait a little bit? And he was like, sure. So that's it. That's kind of how it happened.
Oh, my goodness, Aaron. We're committing like HIPAA laws. All kinds of things.
The thing is, he never listens to the podcast, so he'll probably never know.
I told him.
Oh, yeah, but regardless. Anyway, yeah, we'll figure that out later.
We'll figure it out later. Well, ask him and see if he's okay with it.
Yeah, that is funny.
Is there anything we can help you with?
No.
No.
Oh,
man. So, as we were talking about, the internet is a worldwide place of pain. I've seen people, like, aren't they trying to do, like, virtual reality stuff where you can walk and, like, do business meetings in quote-unquote person by making your own, like, business avatar type thing?
I'm sure you can. I mean, there's, on the Oculus, there's these programs where you can, like, interact with other people and stuff on there, too.
That seems a little sketchy, though.
It can be. Yeah, it absolutely can be. But, like, one thing I have done is, like, I have an Oculus, and I've used it to, like, watch movies.
Uh-huh.
And so it seems like your avatar is sitting in the movie theater actually watching the movie.
What?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. The only thing is, for me, I actually have an actual screen. So it's kind of pointless. But if you don't, it's kind of cool. So, yeah, you can create your own room.
Really? So we could watch movies together?
Yep. All you got to do is get an Oculus.
Does that mean we could do, like, movie viewing parties with the podcast?
Yeah, I can figure that out. Yes. I don't know exactly how that
Everyone
would
would have to have an Oculus, though.
Well, I mean, if you want to be in 3D, yeah.
I'm not going to.
Yeah, but if you want to record it and then something like that.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah.
Wait, could we do a podcast like that?
Yeah. The only thing is people would see what we're looking at, not, you know what I'm saying, unless we set
They wouldn't see us.
Well, they could if you set up your phone to record yourself. Yeah.
But they can't record. They can't record like me and you sitting in like a talk show setting, doing a podcast.
Well, for example, if we put the Oculus on, like sitting at this table like we are now, and had a camera here filming both of us, I mean, that's an option.
But it would just be us sitting here with Oculus things on. It wouldn't be the digital thing that we're looking at.
Right, so we would have to record that separately.
Oh, that's what we should do.
Yeah, and then you have to merge it all together.
I want to be like SpongeBob or something.
But I'm trying to take the whole video thing a step at a time because we got to get the basics down
Oh,
first.
no, dude. We're going all in. I'm investing.
No.
And for that reason, I'm in.
All right. Now, what's interesting, and this is good and bad. What is interesting is that they have this technology out now where you can actually do virtual reality, but there's also like suits that you put on, like vest and like pant type, not complete pants, but just like sort of like pant type things where you can actually feel impact.
Ow.
Now, the cool thing about that is like if you're playing a game, for example, you can actually feel whatever's happening around you because the vibrations in the suit. Of course, people could use it for bad as well. So I don't know if that's something that I would necessarily do, but the concept is kind of cool for entertainment purposes. So imagine watching a movie and like, you know,
I don't think I want to like.
No. I understand what you're saying. I'm not saying, I'm not recommending that you try it. I'm just letting you know what they're doing. And like imagine watching a film, for example, and then there's like an explosion and you feel like the debris and stuff like bouncing past you and stuff like that. Like it's a lot of cool.
It feels like Batman is punching you.
Right. Well, yeah. Well, I will hope you wouldn't. But anyway, I think it's
you will experience physical trauma.
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, I don't know how I got off onto that.
It'll take years for you to get over this. If you listen to Two Crazy Scoops, the like me pounding on the table feels like me just punching you straight in the face. Which I didn't pound in this. I wasn't pounding on the table in this other recording. So I mean,
yeah, exactly. But anyway, what else were we? I forgot where we were going originally.
You just derailed.
I did.
You were like, I'm gonna call some guy.
Oh, I did. That's what happened. We were talking to him. That's right. Sorry. Yeah, we got a little off. Sorry. Apologies.
I don't know what's going on in this episode because, like, we had constructed this, like, really good talking thing.
Oh, let's go to, why don't we go to our responses?
No, I still had more stuff I wanted to talk to you about. I was going to discuss with you about that thing with that stuff. Speaking of Batman, did you know that they're coming out with a new Batman film? Did you know that?
Oh, with what's his name? The guy from Twilight.
Yeah, so they leaked the script for it. Do you want to know what the story's about?
No.
Okay. So basically there's this kid and like both of his parents get shot and he becomes an orphan. And so then his like butler raises him and he has so much money that he decides to go fight crime in a bat suit.
Oh, okay.
I could go on. He has like a car.
Well,
it's like a bat car.
Well,
he's got like things he throws. He rides a motorcycle. It's a bat motorcycle.
Well, thank you for spoiling the movie.
And there's like this guy called the Joker. Okay, and I mean you've never heard this before, but this guy's really bad. Like he's messed up.
Seems like a interesting character.
Okay, so anyways, he does like a ton of bad stuff, right? Mm-hmm. And so Batman has to try to stop him, but he never really does. It's mind-blowing.
This is true. He's been terrorizing since the 50s, I think. He still hasn't got him, so I agree.
And then, like, they try to make it interesting by throwing in a woman who dresses up as a cat. So there's a guy who dresses up like a bat. There's a woman who dresses up as a cat. And there's this guy who dresses up as a clown. And there's a guy who dresses up as a butler. And he's the only one who actually does his job well because the rest of them can't get it together.
Interesting.
Groundbreaking.
Yeah.
I'm blown away. Who would have thought? Who would have thought? And don't even get me started on Superman.
Oh, man. Yeah, no, that's pretty much it. That is pretty much it. Every Batman since the 50s, literally the 50s, the same.
I don't think I want to watch this new one, though. It just, from the trailer, it seemed too crunchy.
No, it seems cheesy, but I might still watch it anyway. Just because it's Batman, but yeah, I'm not exactly excited for it. But The Flash, I don't know if you saw the Flash trailer.
No.
That looks interesting. And
they leaked that script as well. So there's this dude, right?
Oh, God.
And he can run super fast, okay? Now, we can get on a little bit of a debate as to whether he can run faster than Superman or not. They never really want to tell you. But he can run super fast. Like, we're talking groundbreaking speeds, like literally just destroying the ground.
We know because he was already in Justice League.
And despite the fact that he can run this fast, he somehow also cannot get it together because there's always something going wrong, which he could stop in a millisecond, but apparently he just can't get it together.
Well, it wouldn't be entertaining if everything was easy. They got to create some challenge.
I want to watch a realistic Flash movie where it all encompasses in like 0.5 seconds because that's all it takes to take care of the world's problems according to Flash.
Oh, okay. Well,
This guy can he run backwards and turn the world inside out or something?
yeah, but
Can't he run so fast he meets himself in the future?
Yeah. But for entertainment purposes, there has to be a challenge to it. You would not be entertained by that if it was that simple. They got to create some kind of challenge. But what's interesting about the movie that I'm looking forward to is that I think a few of the Batmans are going to show up in that movie, including Michael Keaton.
Are they seriously doing the
I think
Tobey
so.
Maguire thing? Like the Spider-Man, where all the Spider-Mans are coming back? Are they trying to replicate that in DC?
I believe so.
Oh, no.
But you got to remember, DC has the same characters, so they can have the same abilities. So they've already done this story in the comics, I guess, but they're bringing it to movies. So what we might end up seeing is Michael Keaton's Batman in that show up, which if you are a fan of the Michael Keaton Batman movies, so the one that came out in 89, the one that came out in 92 with Catwoman was blah.
He bites a guy's nose off.
Huh?
The Penguin?
Oh, the Penguin. Yeah. That one wasn't that good. But the first one with Jack Nicholson as the Joker, that was really well done.
When I was younger, my parents were like, you can't watch that one. And I was like, I'm going to watch it when I got older. Because I was like, heck, why not? And I was like, oh, I did not want to watch that.
It is disturbing, I guess, huh? But as a kid, it was so playful that it wasn't
Playful?
It wasn't real.
We've talked about this, Aaron.
Yeah, well.
It's not how people play.
Well, I liked it as a kid. I thought it was.
Okay. But they're bringing them back.
One of my favorite scenes from the original is when he pulls out that well, never mind. Forget it.
Anyways.
You have to see me in order to appreciate what he was doing, so never mind. But yeah, those are classics. Anyway, he's coming back, so.
Yeah. So I don't know. Where are we?
I don't know.
Why are all these superheroes coming back? Just let them go away.
No.
Next thing you know, they're going to be bringing Iron Man back.
Oh, I'm sure they will because they generate money. So you have to reset every few years.
How
many Spider-Mans have we had? Too many, but they're bringing in money. So why stop?
Okay, guys. So guess what?
We had Tobey Maguire, those three, which in my opinion, I didn't really care for any of them. But,
I was a kid, so I liked them. I think I watched them like you watched the Batmans.
Yeah, but
because I didn't really take it seriously.
Maybe so, but for me, they were okay. I was not a huge fan of Tobey Maguire as Spider-Man.
I liked him
just
as Spider-Man.
That's just me, though.
I didn't like
but they
Mary
were okay.
Jane, though.
And then the Andrew Garfield ones, those two.
Were funny. They were funny.
They were. No, they were. But then they reset it again, and then they brought Tom Holland in. And so it's kind of like they just keep rebooting stuff, and they never finished the story because the second Andrew Garfield movie, that was setting up for Mary Jane to appear because in that one he had his first girlfriend, I forgot her name, Gwen.
Oh, yeah, and he broke her neck.
Yeah, so so they just keep resetting this junk. And so at this point, all those superhero movies, I'm not hyped up to necessarily see any of them. When they come out, I'll probably go see them, but I'm not exactly like I used to be. It's
I'm burnt out. I mean, I like just watching just normal stuff. I don't. The superhero thing is just they can't get it together. Nobody can get it together.
Yeah, no, they'll keep redoing the movies over as long as people go to see them. So
and they will.
I mean, like I said, they've been out since these are old characters. A lot of these characters are, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 years old, more. Superman is even older than that.
Really?
Yeah. Superman was created in, let me see. I can tell you when he was created. It was a long time ago.
Dun, 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 dun. Okay, so there's this guy, right? He's super strong, comes from Krypton. Okay, so this is going to blow your mind. Okay, so he grows up, and then he has, even though he's like super powerful, there's other people that are just as powerful as him. And so it creates like this scenario.
1938.
Wow. Remember when Superman had a kid?
When did he have a kid?
In like the Superman Returns?
In Superman Returns. Did I see Superman Returns?
Or not Superman Returns. It was the newer ones. And then it was like, he like had a kid with Lois Lane or something. And you were like, what? And the kid throws a piano.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
And you're like, man, we're really getting off the rails here. Like,
yeah, they've done so many different things. And then they, there's so many different timelines and storylines and stuff. So I don't know. But anyway, yeah, these are old characters that they have to keep redoing over and over again for them to stay relevant. So
I just like how like Spider-Man, they really humanized him because he could never hold down a job.
Right, exactly.
And I was like, this is a part of the plot of the film. It's like Spider-Man can't hold down a job. The guy saves people. Like, can't you just take a little bit of money from that somehow?
I know, right?
Been like, okay, guys, I saved the subway. Now pulls out his hat like the street performers, and he's just like getting people to drop bills in it. I want to see that Spider-Man.
Yeah,
he's like borderline street performer at this point.
Yeah, I don't think that Spider-Man you'll ever see anytime soon, but...
Thank you, folks. Now, times are tough, and tough times hit everyone hard. After the past year we've had, I'd like to take a little bit of time to ask for your support.
That would be funny.
Spider-Man has a Patreon.
I know, right?
But then they were like, okay, forget that. He's friends with Iron Man. He's got unlimited funds. Like, this guy has money now. He's got so much money. He's basically money at this point. And he's not going to make his own little suit. We're going to have Tony Stark make the suit.
For him. Yeah, exactly.
And now his grandmother or his aunt.
Oh, yeah. I forgot.
It's not an old woman anymore. No. We need to make this better.
Yeah, we are definitely jumping around a lot here.
I just don't know how you can screw up. Like, why are you going to screw up superhero films? But oh man. So speaking of superheroes, I consider myself to be a normal person.
Okay, I consider you to also be a normal person.
Thank you. I don't need superpowers to ruin my life. I do it the old-fashioned way.
Oh man. Actually, you are a good example of what we should strive to be. A businessman, you are a business owner for how many years now?
Too many to count.
Exactly. So you are a good example. You are a real-life superhero, Antino.
No, I'm like, I think I'm Mexican, actually, but I don't really know because no one really accepts me as that.
That's true.
If I were a superhero, I would be like related to superheroes, but I would not be a superhero myself, so they wouldn't really accept me into their fold.
You would be ambiguous.
I'd be like, my powers would be like, flipping burgers or something. They're like, okay, don't know. I'm telling you, this guy is really good at it. Like, you gotta see this. Changing the world one burger at a time. I can't get enough of this applause button. I'm sorry. It's turning into a problem. Okay, so where were we? Speaking of Spider-Man, have you ever heard of, and this is something that we can actually get into, professional tag?
Yes, I have heard of that. Have I ever watched it? No, not really. I've seen clips on YouTube, but it's not something I've ever watched.
I would be interested to see how someone gets into that. Like, what had to happen in your life that you were like, professional tag, that's who I am. That's what I do.
I think if I knew that as a kid, though, I would probably be a professional tag player today. I didn't know that existed.
I thought I was pretty good at it.
I did, too.
You know?
freeze tag. Did you ever play freeze tag?
I never fully understood the rules to that, so we kind of just made him up. And it was like whoever could convince enough people that this was the rules, that's how we did it.
Oh, you never? Okay, freeze tag, at least the way we played it in Detroit. I don't know if these are the official rules.
So you got an AK.
Right. No.
Once you freeze, you don't come back.
Exactly. No, you said one person has an AK. We didn't do AKs in Detroit. We did 9. Everybody carried 9s with them.
Oh, well, there you go. You learn something new every day.
Exactly. We weren't crazy. Anyway, so
we were civilized.
We were civilized. No AK. That's overkill, literally. No, so the person who was it would touch people.
How would you know that's overkill?
I mean, an AK. Come on. See, let me tell you something about Detroit. Detroit was not one of those places where people just randomly went into places and just sprayed bullets everywhere. If you got shot in Detroit, it was because you were meant to get shot by somebody. Oh. So when someone wanted you, they would come after you, and they would ignore everyone else around you. So you can, they could care less. They'll go to you, get rid of you, and then they'll walk away. Oh. Yeah, we didn't just indiscriminately, and I say we as if I was a part of that, but we didn't just indiscriminately just shoot people.
The Detroitans.
It was specific people who arguably deserved it.
We're reaching this point again. This is the second time you've said that.
I'm sorry. Anyway, freeze tag. That's what we were talking about. So freeze tag, the person who is it has to tag another person, and that person has to be still. And then he also tries to get the other people who are playing. But if one of the other players tags the person who's frozen, that unfreezes them.
Can the freeze people freeze people?
No.
Oh.
No. They have to stay still.
I think what we made up was like, oh, you're not coming back if you're frozen, and if someone runs by you, they can freeze you.
No.
Okay.
Mm-mm. No. The person could run and unfreeze the person. So what would happen is a lot of times the person who was it would stay near some of the people who were frozen because they know the other team members would try to thaw them out. So that was kind of
I was ruthless.
And the idea is to freeze everybody so that that's how you win. So
yeah, playing games is very interesting because you've all invested in like rules. Mm-hmm. You're all fully for it. You're like totally in. Mm-hmm. And as a kid, you're like, you can't cheat. We're just going to go the rules. Mm-hmm. So it is interesting that children do that.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it was cool. So, and they also have a professional frisbee.
Oh, I've played that. Frisbee golf.
No, not frisbee golf. Professional frisbee. I don't know what frisbee golf is. What is frisbee golf?
Frisbee golf is the thing that everyone does that you don't know about.
Okay, what is that then? Explain to me what frisbee golf is.
How about you explain to me what frisbee is? Because I'm pretty sure we're talking about the same thing.
Okay, so professional frisbee is when it's basically like soccer.
Please say golfing. Please say golfing.
No, it's like soccer, but it's played with a frisbee. So you got to get
I have played that.
Yeah, so you got to basically get it down to the goal.
Someone broke their arm while we were playing that.
Well, it seems like y'all were playing a little rough, but you don't have to do all that.
I was just watching. I didn't break their arm.
And the only reason I know that is because a YouTuber who I watch is actually part of a professional league, and he talks about it occasionally.
He's like, yeah, so you guys may think I'm a super nerd who never leaves my house, but I'm actually a professional frisbee player, which somehow redeems me from all these things.
Exactly.
Like, yeah, only you would get into professional frisbee.
Exactly. But it was funny because sometimes he'll show clips of it, and it looks really interesting. Like, you can tell the people are actually skilled. It's interesting. It's not something that I personally would do or anything, but it is interesting when you look at a professional level and you see how they're tossing that frisbee around and getting it down the field. It's actually kind of interesting. It's worth a 5-minute YouTube video.
Professional frisbee. Mm-hmm. Hi guys, I'm AO, and today we're going to talk about professional frisbee.
Yeah.
Starting off with, I know none of you believe this exists or that people would even play it with me.
Right.
But funny enough, we've all convinced ourselves this is a real sport.
Exactly. Now you tell me what frisbee golf is, because I'm curious to see what that is.
So I'm going to open your eyes to a world of pure imagination.
Okay.
Da 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 da.
Wow.
Okay, so if you're driving or walking throughout town, or if you're bicycling or things like that, you're gonna come across.
And I've seen them.
So you know what it is?
Not really. Like the baskets and the things.
Baskets with the chains on them.
Yeah, I've seen them around town or around bike, like off the bike path. There's a lot of areas like that.
Yeah. So
I still don't understand it.
I don't fully understand either. I've only played like once when I was a kid. But there's different like weights of frisbees that you can have, and they're almost equivalent to having a driver, a putter, seven iron.
Okay.
I don't know what the other names are.
But I understand what you're saying.
And so you pull out a frisbee for each one, and you're trying to get as close as you can. So in theory, you could throw the frisbee and get a hole in one. But if you miss or it overshoots it, then you start going through your bag of frisbees and you throw it, and whoever gets the least amount of throws wins.
Got you. Okay.
But you go through a whole course this way.
Right.
So it's similar to golf.
Okay. All right, cool. Well, that's good to know. I didn't really know how that was played, but I do remember seeing it.
It's a fun sport, but again, the thing that has prevented me from getting too into things is the cost of it. And I'm not sure if frisbee golf is anything I want to invest my money in when I...
Well, what's the cost?
Frisbee golf.
Like, how expensive can it be?
Discs.
Oh, the discs are expensive?
They are. You can get a set on Amazon for $50.
So these are like kind of like heavy duty, and they have different weights and stuff like that.
Yes.
Okay.
But again, they're just like generally what you would.
I mean, $50 is not bad.
No, it's not. You're right. What am I doing? I'm
but
holding
golf,
myself
like
back.
I was thinking it was going to cost like you know how you buy a set of golf clubs or
yeah.
something. Like no, that's expensive.
So the good thing about this is that you can play it free of charge as long as no one's around you. Like if people are using it, you know, you kind of have to share. Whereas golf, you have to pay to go into the place.
Yeah.
And those prices can get a little bit out of control if you're not playing during the summertime.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
When the living's easy.
Right. Yeah.
I'm trying to send you a link, but for some reason my computer's having issues whenever I send links, so we're not going to do that. I have actually just messed up my computer by trying to do that. Anyways, now that I don't have a laptop to use, I'm going to flip out my phone. Okay, do you know that there is... Okay, the first Balloon World Cup took place in Spain.
I didn't know that.
You didn't? Okay, this was 6 days ago. I don't know. That's what this thing says. And so, what do you think Balloon Cup is?
Yeah, does it have anything to do with hot air balloons?
No, it's exactly like what you used to do as a kid. You remember when like the game was you had a balloon, didn't have helium in it, and you try to hit it, and whenever it hits the floor, that person loses.
Oh,
that's the game.
Interesting.
And they put like a car in the middle of the thing. They put like obstacles, like you can like screw someone up by hitting it over the car. Now this person's got to run, jump over a car, and hit it, and it's just like a back and forth.
Interesting. And you're trying to get it. You're trying to keep it from escaping.
So I hit the balloon. Now you have to hit it before that balloon hits the floor. If it hits the floor, I win. So then you hit the balloon, and it's like behind you. So now I have to run because if that balloon hits the floor, I'm out.
Oh, so the balloon, it's not like helium.
There's no helium in it.
Okay, got you.
Yeah, you just, you know. Maybe they've got like some kind of special air they put in it. I don't know.
Okay, that's
hey,
interesting.
It's scent.
That's interesting.
Disc golf is a flying disc sport in which players throw a disc at a target. It is played using similar rules to golf.
Yeah, I see.
Oh, they're made out of polypropylene plastic.
Okay, so I see. Now the other message didn't go through though.
What?
Did you send two?
No, I just sent one.
Oh, okay.
It was invented in the early 1900s in Saskatchewan, Canada. Ronald Franklin Gibson and a group of his Bladworth elementary school buddies were super duper bored, And so they were like, hey, what can we do with these Frisbees that everyone bought us? And they were like, I know, let's play golf because none of us can afford it. So his friends put together this little thing, and that's why we have Frisbee golf. The end. Thank you and good night.
Interesting.
So games are always fun. I've been trying to get into tennis a little bit, and the instructions are actually kind of confusing. But let me see. Did you know? I found this article, and it says that drones have now been used to deliver lungs for medical transplants. Now, the thing is actually very interesting that they can transport things like that. But for some reason, the visual image I had in my head is you just lying in the bed and they just open the windows and it's like, they're like, hey, your lungs are here. And you're like, oh, thank goodness. It's like,
First of all, you wouldn't be able to say anything if you had no lungs.
oh, you'd be like, oh my gosh, in your head.
Right.
They're just flying it like directly into the...
You would just nod and smile.
Tear falls down your cheek.
Right.
The day's been saved. He gets caught in the curtains. It's like,
I know.
there's just lungs strewn on the route.
No, that's cool. It makes sense. I mean, it makes sense to use them because they're obviously, they can transport a lot of things and they're a lot less cheaper to run than a helicopter. So it makes sense.
The lungs were flown from the Toronto Western Hospital to Toronto General Hospital. He needed lungs for a transplant. He was performing that very day on a male engineer who'd soon become the first transplant patient to receive his new lungs by drone. Imagine you wake up and they're like, hey, guess what? You're never going to believe this. This guy flew the lungs on a drone. You're like, oh, thank you.
Right, exactly. I'm like, okay, are they in?
They're like, getting all around you, taking a picture. Man, how do you feel? Like I just had a lung transplant.
Right, exactly. Dude, that's crazy. Did you know that you can live with only one lung?
I didn't.
Yeah. My grandfather had a lung and a half.
Wow.
They removed half one of his lungs for whatever reason. I don't remember why, but he only had 1.5 lungs.
Props to him.
Yeah, but you can live with just one.
That's good to know. I feel comforted by that for some reason after.
Hey, you never know. You may need to get rid of one.
I don't like thinking about my body parts. My chest hurts. I can't breathe. The blood is being pumped through my veins.
You should get that checked out.
Oh, my head. My brain. How is my brain in my head? Do you know there's like a sack of fluid around your heart?
Yeah. Well,
the pericardium?
Yeah, there should be some. But only a certain amount.
You can die of a broken heart, Aaron. It's a literal thing. Like your heartstrings. It's just...
I think that's called stress. Or depression.
I need water. Here, excuse me. Oh, man. And anyways, another topics relating to health. Let's see. What else did I have? Ooh, I have something fun I want to show you.
Okay.
Okay. Did you ever like Greenday?
They were okay.
They were okay, right?
Yeah.
They were a pretty big band, though.
Yes.
Okay, for their time.
Yeah.
And now they're just like, is this classic rock?
Classic? No, I don't think it can.
Weezer's classic rock now.
Is it really?
I had this argument with someone because they were like, classical rock is a genre of its own. No other newer bands can actually enter that realm because they're not classical rock. They're just rock. But it can be considered classic rock by today's standards, I think. And that's my opinion.
I guess.
So I want to show everybody something.
I didn't get anything for some reason.
Do you know what this is? This is every Green Day song played at once.
Interesting. Who did
So the
that?
next time that you hear the ocean, you're listening to like every Green Day song played at once. Okay. You're not going to believe what I did. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
This is every episode of Two Crazy Scoops played at once.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
How did you do that?
With the wonderful world of technology.
Okay, so this is still the intro, though, right?
What?
This is still the intro?
Yeah.
I want to hear like a little snippet of like when we're actually talking. How does that sound?
Let's see. How do you feel about this?
Dude, that is crazy.
So I don't know if this is a good idea, and I didn't do it. I have to admit to the audience, there's times that I just like go along, I do stuff, and I don't even consult Aaron about it, and that makes me kind of a jerk. So last night, I wanted to release this as an episode, as a joke, and I stopped myself because I was like, would Aaron approve of this? This is a team effort. Is it funny or is it just stupid?
To release that as an episode?
Yes.
I think that's...
Oh, dude. It's Two Crazy Scoops. It's every episode of Two Crazy Scoops at once. Who wouldn't want to listen to that? I listened to the whole Greenday thing, by the way.
That doesn't surprise me.
I don't know what it is about these things, but it's just like the fact that it exists and it's just there on YouTube.
So how long would that be?
Good question. This is an hour and 58 minutes.
Oh my goodness!
But you can put a commercial at the beginning of it.
Well, who would listen to that though?
It doesn't matter who. It's just the fact of doing it. A lot of the things that I do on this podcast, I do it because I want someone to be taken aback and be like, "What is going on? Who thought this was a good idea?" I showed a friend the podcast one time. He's like, "That's not crazy. It's not." And I was like, "Okay, I get it." He's like, "No, it's really not crazy. It's not that crazy." I'm like, "Well, you haven't listened to all the episodes. You listened to like an interview one, but like we get crazy."
Well, if this friend has any type of standards, he'll understand that there's only so crazy we can actually release without crossing the line. We can get crazy. Everything we talk about has not been put out there for a reason. This is we should change it to the Too Tamed Crazy Scoops. Yeah, I don't know.
Well, if you feel like it was like that robot episode I did with the like talking voice thing. Oh,
yeah, that was strange too.
I got some good reviews.
It was funny, but yeah, it was definitely strange.
It was like those intros I do in season 2. I don't know what possessed me to do it, but I was like, you know what? It'd be hilarious if, what was it? I don't know, some Shakespearean play. If he had to go on a diet, because my friend, he had this project he had to do in school where he had to like read, he had to recite the words where he's like, "Is this a sword in my hand, or is this a dagger before me?"
Interesting.
And so I was like, what if he's talking about, because in the play, Macbeth sees a dagger just floating and he goes and grabs it, and that's when he knows he's gonna go like just murder people. So that's a pretty big thing in the play.
Interesting.
So what if Macbeth had to go on a diet and this donut is just floating there and he has to grab it, and he's like, he eats the donut from the sugar-denied brain, as I said. So I thought it was a funny joke because, like, it's the lesser-known. Because I personally have dealt with trying to go on diets as well, and I wouldn't be surprised if I somehow just saw a donut floating there.
Yeah.
Like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh, I've eaten a salad for 3 days. I could really go for a donut.
That is funny. Yeah, that does happen with diets.
Yeah, you just start hallucinating donuts everywhere. Mm-hmm. You know how many donuts they throw away at Dunkin' Donuts?
I don't know.
One time I went to New York with a friend of mine. We were just sitting there talking, catching up, and they just gave us like a bag of donuts almost. Mm-hmm. It was a ton of donuts. So I forgot them at his house, and I think he threw them away, so it was kind of a waste. But, for the time, I was in possession of an ungodly amount of donuts. No one in their right mind should ever possess that many donuts unless you are, in fact, selling them.
Yeah, exactly. Or you're fine with being morbidly obese.
I'm fine with it.
He said, I'm fine with it. Oh, man.
I could go for that. Okay. Do. I need to make like a little intro, like responses with 2 crazy scoops.
Yeah, it would be good. Yeah, that's a good idea.
I want a button that says that.
Yeah. No, I think that's actually pretty good. Are we doing responses? Yeah.
Responses, your thoughts don't matter.
Well, okay. I don't know if we should tell the people that.
Responses, you're the greatest person. Okay, waffles or pancakes? Is chicken involved in this? That's what I want to know.
Exactly. That's a good one.
They didn't even say crepes, by the way.
Well, that would fall under pancakes, right?
They're crepes.
I mean, but for the sake of this,
No, they're crepes.
well, crepes, pancakes, they're similar. More similar than waffles. You know what? I'm going to have to say waffles, but I love them both. But waffles.
I like the waffles because they have little trays for the syrup.
Exactly. That's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking, too. Yeah, if I had to choose one, it would definitely be waffles. But I like pancakes. I like, especially like chocolate chip pancakes.
Oh, yeah. But, I mean, you were talking about blueberries with waffles, that kind of sauce with, I mean, and then if chicken gets involved in this whole thing, then it's a free-for-all.
Yeah, waffles. Definitely waffles.
Okay. Going along with the pancakes, do you think Miracle Whip is disgusting?
I don't eat Miracle Whip now. As a kid, we did use it. I was never crazy about it, but it did make a ham sandwich taste a little bit better.
Ham?
Yeah, like a bologna sandwich or whatever.
Okay. And you're the one who was getting mad at me about putting ketchup on my eggs.
Well, isn't that a thing? Didn't people used to eat that back in the day?
No.
Ham sandwiches, bologna sandwiches.
Cool Whip?
Yeah, you put Miracle Whip on the bread. Yeah.
So you're eating like sweet.
Again.
Would you consider this a dessert?
Again, no. Again, I'm talking about the 90s. So
I don't want to.
I was a kid, so you didn't know any better. Would I eat it now? No, I haven't purchased Miracle Whip. I've never bought it before, ever in my life. But
well, guess what? We've got some Miracle Whip right here for you.
No.
Check underneath your seat, Aaron. You know what you've been rolling on for like the past half hour?
Warm
tub of Miracle Whip.
That's nasty.
I thought I'd surprise you. I'm sorry if your wood floors got ruined.
That's okay. It's not real wood.
Okay, if you could clone one person, who would it be and why? Only living people? You know, you'd think that's like a weird question or easy, but like, what are the ethics of like cloning your spouse or parents? That way, like if they died or if they were sick, you could like just give them their organs.
I don't know.
You'd have an unlimited supply of perfectly matched organs.
That's true.
Listen, I don't go around thinking about this, okay? I'm just saying in this scenario, if that's what we're going to go with this.
You have the you can choose to clone whoever you want, and I can clone whoever I want. The question is asking us each, so.
I'm not saying I wouldn't do that. I'm just saying if this is a sci-fi novel and I'm going to write it, this is what's going to happen.
Okay, so who would you clone?
Like your spouse.
Why would you clone your spouse?
Because then, like I said, if they get sick or need organs, I mean, you have someone there. So, like, then, like, you could have them live in a part of the world that's, like, actually fun, but then you'd have to clone yourself. I don't know what to do.
Interesting.
Oh, or I wouldn't clone myself. Oh, gosh, no. I would do nothing all day. Well, I don't know. I'd just clone myself and make myself do my work.
That's what I was going to say. You can clone yourself and send that clone to work. Or send him on the window cleaning jobs. And you got to worry about it.
I mean, the taxes are just a headache at this point. You hired yourself. Yeah, I also got him health insurance. Right. I didn't think it was necessary, but he wouldn't stop complaining.
I actually think that's a good idea. You should clone yourself.
So myself fell off a ladder, and he needs disability now.
Right, exactly.
How can I fit this in with my taxes? He's not really a dependent.
Just bury him in the backyard. That's all you got to do.
Terrible. That's worse than what I said.
Oh, yeah.
You like clone yourself. He gets sick. You have to donate your kidneys to him, and then
Yeah. Yep.
What a mess.
I don't know who I would clone. I guess myself. I would clone me and send me to do the things that I don't like to do. There's a lot of things I don't like to do.
But you would know that, and then we'd lose track of it. I'd be like, which one's the real Aaron? And you're like, I'm the real Aaron.
Oh, you'll know.
I'm the clone.
You'll know depending on what what we're doing that day. You'll know.
This is the whole prestige thing.
Exactly. So you'll know if it's really me. If we're doing
something. You know,
something.
Aaron, when I look in your eyes, I really know you want a podcast today. Sometimes it doesn't look like it, and that'd be the clone.
Exactly. All right, we got to record an episode. Send the clone in.
Send the clone in. Hey, Ayo, how are you doing? I'm doing fantastic. I have done all of the things I needed to get done. I have exceeded my creation. I am more. Then, like, you come out of your closet is like just fat Aaron who hasn't done anything for like years. Oh, hey, Tony. Oh, you guys still got that thing going, huh?
I haven't showered in weeks.
More power to you.
Oh, man, that's too funny.
Okay. What kind of an animal would you choose to be and why? Again, this is just another scenario, but I would want to be a bird.
Me too.
Like, just flying from the Atlantic or whatever over the ocean with all your other bird friends and just, like, palling it around.
Yep, me too. I would be an eagle or a falcon.
I'm like a bird.
Yeah. Yeah, me too.
I don't know.
Yeah, I would definitely be a bird. Yeah, a falcon, I think, because they're fast. They're one of the fastest animals in the world.
I want to be like those raptors they have at the
Desert Museum, yeah.
Those are so cool. And thanks to, I think he still listens. One of our listeners put on his Instagram about, like, there's a place in Tucson that you can go to, and you can have the bird land on your hand, like from the sky. It will drop down. They put a glove on you and everything.
I thought they did that at the Desert Museum.
They have professionally trained people who do it.
Okay.
But they do not allow the general public to partake in these events.
Why not?
It's extremely dangerous.
I mean, if you have the glove on, though, what difference does it make?
It's just, it's bad.
I mean, what's the worst a falcon can do to you?
Have you seen those talons? That thing will rip your throat out. You're just there, like, bleeding out on the ground, waiting for the ambulance to come out in the middle of nowhere.
That is true.
There's probably, like, some doctor there, and he's, like, trying to patch you up, but it's just gone too far.
Yeah.
Coyotes are coming out of nowhere because they can smell the blood.
Wow, this has gotten really graphic.
Children are screaming, and they're like, what happened to the clone? And we're like, we killed him.
Okay. Yes, I will be a falcon. All right, I want to ask one of the questions.
So then, like, the police come, and, like, there's paramedics, and everyone's just rushing over here. Raptors are just going to town on the general townsfolk. It's just like a total
Okay, I have a question.
circus.
I have a response
What?
to read. Why does a negative times a negative equal a positive?
That feels like our podcast. I'm negative. Aaron's negative.
I'm not negative.
Positive.
I'm very positive. I'm very upbeat, and I always look at the world through rose-colored glasses. I have a very optimistic outlook on life.
Thank you.
That's a good question. I don't know why a negative and a negative is always a positive.
Because you can only go up.
I guess so. See, you're optimistic too.
Hey,
You're
guys,
positive.
if you're having a negative day, always remember, I don't know.
If two bad things happen to you that day,
That means something good happened to
right,
you.
it's really a good thing.
I got in a car accident and I lost my job.
Right. Ooh, not too far from reality, right? Wait, what is this? What is this?
So, anyways, like we're at the
that's
Desert
pretty cool. I
Museum
can do
still,
that.
and just like coyotes have overtaken the whole lot. There's
What
just
is scarier
madness.
because it's so big and we don't know a lot about it? Space or the ocean? What is scarier?
Why'd you just send me a thumbs up?
I don't know. I just realized you can do that when you enlarge the picture. So I don't know. It was an experiment. But what is scarier because it's so big and we don't know a lot about it? The ocean or space?
The Falcons.
No. I think the oceans are scarier than space. And the reason why I say that is because we have easy access to the oceans. So we can get in there and explore.
You know what's scarier than that? Falcons. No, viruses. The tiniest things in the world are what can get you sick. I think that's scarier than both because you're not really fully affected by the ocean unless you live near it.
What about the viruses that are in
In the
ocean?
ocean. I'm just saying, I think that the smaller things are what's scarier than... I'm not afraid
Well, the ocean is smaller than space.
But I'm not afraid of how big things are. I'm afraid of the little things. Like, I could walk out here and get mauled by a dog. Like, I'm not really worried about the sun. Or
Well, no, I understand that, but it seems like he's asking specifically between outer space and the ocean, like which between those two. That's what it seems like.
Well, the ocean's got a lot of stuff in it that you don't know about.
And so does space.
That's true. But,
I don't know. I think the ocean.
I'm more afraid of, like, the dimensions where 3 Batmans exist.
So that's space.
Well, then they ask, what sparks your curiosity more, space or the ocean? I think we've already talked about when I found the video about Mars.
So what sparks more curiosity is definitely space.
Yeah.
Because, again, the
It's
ocean
growing.
Well, yeah, that too. But the ocean, we have access to it, and we can study it. It's kind of like right here. Whereas space, it takes a lot of effort and planning to get into outer space, and then to try to study it and stuff. It takes a lot more, and I would say there's a lot more about it that we just don't understand and don't know.
But on the flip side of that, too, you can't really go to the bottom of the ocean because the pressure is too immense. It just crush you.
Well, we can get pretty close. I'm sure when technology improves, we'll get close because we can send submarines down very deep, and so I think the technology to be able to get to the bottom is definitely coming, for sure.
Well, those videos where they show like fish down there and they're all glowy and stuff.
Yeah, they send a submarine down, or it's not. But those are the deepest ones are not manned. They're controlled with, they're remote controlled.
They're like ocean drones.
Yeah, but I mean, eventually, I think we'll be able to get a submarine that can withstand that much pressure. I still think it's an easier thing to do than try to go out in space, because there's a lot of variables up in space that you just.
But there's like no reason to really go into the ocean because they want to like shoot garbage up into space, don't they?
Well, yeah, but for studying purposes, I mean, you can study what's down there. I mean, that would be the only reason to do it, is to study and see what's down there. I mean, but space, it's not necessary to explore it, but
Some call it the final frontier.
you're right, exactly. Yeah, I don't know. Space definitely sparks my curiosity more, though, to answer this question.
Yeah, I think it's really cool, like how they sent the rovers over to Mars and take pictures, and you get to see something that looks similar to Earth. It was interesting to. Oh, this is a tangent, but sometimes people will see things in pictures, and it's because your brain like can fill in spots and associates it with like looking like an animated, not animated, something that's alive, an object that's alive, which is why people think they see things on Mars, but they don't. Wow. Yeah, that was pretty much them. Well, I asked a question about Interstellar, and we have one response on the episode. And it says, it was a theory on what is in a black hole. now you have a movie where it shows a theory in science. It's cool. So
Interesting.
I was afraid everyone hated the film, but
No, I'm still sure most people who saw it did hate it. You can't explain your way out of that mess. I'm sorry. So,
I liked it.
Yeah.
Okay. We now bring you to another section where Aaron learns how to play the violin. How do you feel, buddy?
I'm ready.
Okay. Soul crushing.
Okay. All right. So what am I doing?
So put it on your shoulder like this, right here. Yeah. And then kind of go a little bit that way so that you're looking left. You want to be looking left.
Okay.
Now you're going to want to back up because I don't think you have enough room.
Okay.
And now you see how you have it in your hand?
Mm-hmm.
Here, let me show it to you real quick. So the bow itself needs to be held like this. So it's kind of almost balancing.
Okay.
Like you can bounce it.
Okay.
And this bow is in bad shape. Like it's seen better days for anybody who wants to visualize it.
So like this?
Yeah. So you would think that the bow is supposed to be like rubbing like that, but you actually need to tilt it.
Okay.
And that's what produces a better sound. And you need to go straight. Like, they can't be angled like that. It has to be, like, straight.
What has to be straight?
The bow has to be like this to the string. It can't be like this. It can't be like that. It's got to go straight on it. Yeah, and tilted forward. There you go. Oh, the other way. Yeah, not all the way, but just, like, balanced in between it. Now go down. You produced a sound.
Wow.
Yeah. Now, do that, and then, well, you can go up now, but remember, it has to stay straight. Now press down. That is the violin. There you go.
I am a terrible violinist.
No one ever
Okay,
said
next
any
week-
differently.
Next weekend, bring a cello. Let's see what we can do with that.
No, I'll bring a bass guitar or something. I'm going to bring a full drum set.
Oh, gosh. I was also terrible at the drums.
Hey, you got to start somewhere. You just learned how to play the violin,
I did.
and it was easy.
It was.
You know, you basically could just sit here brooding, playing just music. Your roommate will walk in and be like, well, are you okay? And you're like,
Yeah, there was another song, but I don't know if I can remember it or not, though. And again, I played the cello. I didn't play the violin, but, you know, they're practically the same.
yeah, you know? They just like shrunk a cello,
Exactly.
threw it in some guy's arms, and were like, come on, man.
Exactly. Let me see.
Remember, it's got to be tilted a little bit.
Oh.
Not too much, just a little bit. And it's got to go straight. Remember? Straight.
Is that straight?
Yep. You're playing the same song again.
No.
And don't start playing Hot Cross Buns.
Wait.
Are you playing Hot Cross Buns?
No.
Da, 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 da.
Wait. Let me see. No, I don't remember it now.
I mean, this is like, you know, real content right here.
Oh, wait. No, I don't remember the song now. I can't remember the song. But there was actually a song that we learned, but I forgot what it was called, and I can't remember how to play it.
See, you're a musician.
But the
You have the makings of greatness, my friend.
oh, we're talking elementary stuff. I never really got far with it.
Well, now you're a man. You can choose to invest more.
Well, I
time
can
in
only
it.
choose one instrument at a time, right? It's either going to be the guitar or the keyboard or...
I just want you to not be so nervous around instruments. You know, they're your friends,
They are.
and they're inanimate.
Okay, tell you what, you bring some bagpipes next week.
Bagpipes.
I'll learn how to play.
I'll bring you a didgeridoo.
A didgeridoo. Whatever you want, I will play it all. That's pretty cool, though. I didn't know you... I forgot you... I don't even remember you having
Oh,
a
dude, I
violin.
have everything. I had a saxophone at one point.
Why don't you still have it?
I needed money.
Oh, you sold it. Couldn't you have sold it to someone and told them, like, sell this back to me when...
It was like Metronome, and they were jerks, and they only gave me like $80, and I left feeling really bad.
Oh, and how much were they selling it for?
Probably a lot. They were like, you need to replace all of the...
Valves or whatever?
yeah, there's a cushion, though, that goes in the valves.
Oh, okay.
And so I needed to replace that. And
That doesn't sound expensive, though.
It was. It was basically like I could buy a new one. So
Really?
Again, I needed money. I wasn't thinking straight. It was just a bad time overall.
Mm-hmm.
Was down in the dumps, my friend.
Well, no, I'm not saying that. I just was wondering why is it so expensive just to do that. That's all.
Yeah, it's like a whole like, you think you're right. It does sound like it's routine maintenance, correct?
Right. Yeah. I mean, but I guess so.
Wow, I just got like a flashback. There's this thing where we go see a play, and she was like, "Whenever I'm down in the dumps, I buy a dress." And he's like, "Oh, that's where you got it."
Nice. Goodness.
Anyways, okay, folks. Well, this has been reluctantly Two Crazy Scoops podcast. With your hosts, Ao and Antino. There is like half an hour, 45 minutes of unrecorded material just out there into the, Aaron's going to remix this. Go, go,
Oh,
go,
no.
go, go, go. Yeah, we got a string section.
Hey, sitting back and listening to another day, we'll keep you in the loop, cause it's Two Crazy Scoops. Two Crazy Scoops. Two Crazy Scoops. Two Crazy Scoops. Two Crazy Scoops.
So don't be afraid. It's just a violin. It's not going to bite you.